The Moretti mansion was filled with guests from both families. It was finally the day of Nick and Ava's engagement party. One after another, the guests stepped forward to congratulate Nick. Nick thanked them politely, but his attention remained fixed on Alessandro Moretti, seeing Ava's father standing among the guests. He couldn't help remembering the conversation they had before the party. Back then, Alessandro had insisted the engagement be held at the Moretti mansion. Nick had assumed he wouldn't even attend. Instead, Alessandro explained that the alliance between the Caponellis and the Morettis had to appear stronger than ever. Everyone needed to believe the two families were still on good terms. He had agreed because it gave him the perfect chance to keep an eye on Alessandro. Even so, he couldn't help wondering what Ava's father was really planning. Before Nick could think any further, Leo and Jane walked over. Leo joked that Nick had been staring at Alessandro so intensely. He looked like he was preparing to eliminate a target. The two congratulated him on the engagement. Before asking where Ava was, Jane wondered if she'd run away. Leo laughed, saying it would have been the most cliché engagement party imaginable. Nick assured them Ava was only getting ready. Just then, she finally appeared. The moment Nick saw her, he was completely speechless. Ava apologized for keeping everyone waiting without thinking. Nick pulled her closer. He admitted he'd rather cancel the entire party and spend the evening alone with her. Leo and Jane immediately began teasing him. Ava couldn't help laughing. Even so, she reminded Nick that everyone had come to celebrate with them. She still wanted to greet her family first. Nick immediately offered to go with her. Ava gently reassured him. The mansion was full of people. Nothing was going to happen. She promised she'd be right back. Nick reluctantly let her go. A moment later, one of the Caponelli men approached him. Nick's father wanted to see him. Meanwhile, Ava joined her family. Bella couldn't stop complimenting how beautiful she looked. Angie teased her for once insisting she'd never get married. Their mother smiled, saying Ava had simply been waiting for the right person. Hearing that, Ava quietly admitted to herself that she never imagined this day would come either. As they continued talking, neither Alessandro nor Vincent was there. Her mother explained that the two had stepped away to discuss something. Bella mentioned that Vincent had been acting strangely for days, and always seemed upset. Ava couldn't help wondering what was bothering him. Angie brushed it off, suggesting Vincent was probably just going through another phase. Then she changed the subject, asking Ava to introduce them to her fiancé. Ava happily agreed, but before she could take another step, Vincent suddenly grabbed Ava's arm. Without explaining himself, he began dragging her away from the crowd. He declared that she wasn't going to marry Nick Caponelli. Ava immediately assumed Alessandro had manipulated him. She calmly explained that no one had forced her into the engagement. Marrying Nick had been her own decision, but Vincent stopped her. He warned Ava that she had no idea who Nick really was, before he could explain any further. Nick arrived after hearing the raised voices. The moment Vincent saw him, he finally lost control. He demanded to know how Nick could stand there pretending to be part of their family. After destroying it, Ava froze. She couldn't understand what Vincent meant. Then, Vincent revealed the truth he had been hiding. Andrew, Ava's twin brother, had died after being shot right in front of Nick. And according to Vincent, the one who pulled the trigger was Nick himself. The words echoed in Ava's mind. She desperately tried to convince herself it wasn't real, that it had to be another nightmare, but the shock overwhelmed her. Her legs gave out, and she collapsed to the floor.